It's time for This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zdora. For all your real estate needs, Bob and Linda Zdora, the Z Team, 870-405-0793. Bob.
Yes, sir.
Howdy. Welcome back.
Welcome. Linda was busy while I was gone. She was out. She had several listings to get done. We got a couple closings this week from things that have happened before. It's been busy. Interest rates are still great. People that listen and get pre-approved and are ready to go. Make things much better. There's houses that go in a couple of days. You know, some price points, some types of houses are just in high demand. And there's others that have sat for a while. It just matter there. You know, there's a lid for every pot, and when that lid shows up in town, you need to be ready for them when they go. And part of the process, when you put an offer in on a home, is the inspections and the inspection process. And the purpose of the inspection is to make sure that the home is structurally sound, that the electric is all good and the house isn't going to burn down, that the roof is in serviceable shape, that the heating and air are serviceable. That doesn't mean that they're brand new. If you buy a house that's 15 years old or 30 years old or however long, and some of the stuff may have been replaced a while ago, well, when you buy that house, you know that that's the condition. If the stuff is working, that's what you want. Same thing with the electric and things like I mentioned before. It's not a blank check to get the house turned into what you want it to be or what you're going to make it. It's to make sure that the house is going to be standing there when you purchase it and that you know what issues the home has. The inspector is going to go up and he's going to say one of the vent boots from one of the bathrooms is deteriorated a little bit. Well, that could be fixed in a couple different ways. You generally don't want to be putting new holes in the roof.
Right.
You really really don't want to put holes in a roof in any way that you can help. And so sometimes you'll get somebody who'll say, well, then they should all be replaced. If that one's bad, then they're all bad. No, if that one's bad, that one can either be retired or whatever the case may be to make it functional again. But doesn't mean that everything gets done. Electrical issues, ground fault, things like that, those get called out and we get those repaired all the time. But if you're not happy with the color of something or you're not happy with the way, well, why did he do that way? Is it structurally sound? That's the way it is. Yeah. And that's the way you're buying the home. I mean, you can't come in and expect this guy to make it a brand new house for you.
Right.
You know, this couple make it a brand new house for you. So it's something that we've had a couple issues with. We do make a list. We present it back to the seller and say, these are issues that need to be addressed. You know, and there's most of the inspectors, they have reports and they'll have on there if it's a safety issue. You know, like I say, electrical things that are double tapped, outlets that aren't in the box. Sometimes we'll get that where there's just wires down in the crawl space where they just wing nut them together. Those are types of things that you want to know about. If there's a crack in the foundation, well, what caused that crack? Stair stepping in brick veneer, that's pretty common here. If you get a big vertical crack, that may be a different issue. Something else happened there to make those bricks go. But that's what you're bringing that inspector in for, is to find those things. And generally they have a solution for that. They can say, well, this was caused by. And if you know what it is and you're an informed buyer, that's what you want to do. So I bring that up just because we've had a couple on both sides, you know, where people thought they were going to get the whole house rebuilt, basically. And especially at certain price points, it's like, no, that's why that house is at that price point, because they knew there was some issues or they knew door cracks. You know, those happen all the time here. And the way
what'd you say, door
cracks? We're like over the doors.
Yep.
Up in the bed where you get them, you get these little like 45-degree cracks that come in. And you'll have people that will, when it rains again, it lifts back up. You know, so we've had Joe Flowers is a great guy, and he does our foundation work. So he'll go down below the house and see if it, a couple of shims, raise this up, move that.
Yeah.
And he's come in and said, if I fill that crack, and if I get this back up and we fill that crack, when it rains again and this ground gets moist again, it's going to raise back up and it's going to force all that back out, and it's going to be worse than it was.
Wow.
So, again, informed buyers so that you know what you're getting into, and that's what we do.
I think we got a
That's
squirrel.
a real rain, huh?
No, that's a bird.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Got
Sorry.
a bird up on the roof.
I thought maybe it was like big drops coming.
We're doing a Texas two-step.
That was funny. The one thing that reminded me of is as Bob was just talking, all of a sudden, squirrel.
Well, I wasn't sure what that was. I've been in some bad weather the past week. It comes and goes.
But that's interesting, because you think, hey, you lived in a house forever and ever and ever, this perfect shape. Oh, well, what about this and this and this? Well,
And we've had sellers, that when the inspector, we knew that was there, and we knew that was there. Well, you should have fixed it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have to, put money into it now at the end. Plumbing issues where if you took 10 minutes with a screwdriver and took that plate that's on your shower and tightened it back up so that the water doesn't get behind it, so that it doesn't rot out the area behind down all the way down into the basement and stuff. If your toilets are, if you're just sitting there and that toilet's moving, get it fixed because the ring has gone bad. And these are things that you should do for yourself, whether you're for sale or not. I mean, yeah, exactly. And that's the idea. You want to get ahead of this before you
it's
get
more time than money.
Exactly. So things that we run into, and that was kind of the whole purpose of starting. When we started this to begin with, that was the idea, was to get information out for people.
A lot of these are get around to it's.
Yeah. And you really need to get around to some of these things and cleaning out the gutters, to keep that rain from getting forced back in. Water's a very powerful thing, and it will
Boy, it sure is.
and it will cause severe damage over a period of time. You really want to stay on that. So things that you can do to help yourself, whether you're on the market or not. But these are things that come up. We get them in inspections, and people say, oh yeah, well, we knew that had well, you probably should have worked on that and see what you could do to help it out. So.
What kind of numbers we got this week?
This week in real estate, there were 62 new listings came up, 22 parcels of land, 7 commercial properties. 33 homes came on the market.
Wow.
They came on in the range from $37,000 to $2.1 million. Really nice house out on Mallard Point. 2 of them came on as active contingent. Average price coming on the market this week was $215,000. There were 38 sales last week, 6 parcels of land, 2 commercial properties, but 27 homes sold. Those homes sold in a range from $16,000 to $250,000. Average sale price this week was $121,000. 140 days on market, but $3.2 million in residential real estate closed this week. 39 properties had price changes. 19 properties expired. There are 25 listings in Missouri. And of those 25 listings, 23 of those are Century 21 listings. So if you're up there,
Gainesville
you
area?
pick this up. Up in that general area up there, up in Linda's licensed in Missouri. Darlene is licensed in Missouri, and we've had pretty good success helping people out up there.
That's good.
So because people know how to find Century 21, they know how to find us. They find us on the website, and that's a big thing.
And 3.2 million, you're still moving at least 3
we're
million
still
a week.
moving. There's currently 582 homes listed on our MLS here, and that's been pretty steady. I mean, it fluctuates like 1 or 2 a week, 1 up, 1 down. I mean, it's really, really close. This year to date, there's been 589 homes have sold, and they've sold for a combined price of $85.6 million. Average time on market is 133 days, and the average sale price is $145,000. Last year, there have been 559 homes, so you've got 30 more homes have sold this year than last year, for $75.5 million, which is $10.1 million there. But part of the factor here, the 156 days last year compared to 133 this year. and the average price last year was 135 compared to 145. So you can see the market trending up. There's more, several more of the bigger houses have sold.
Yeah.
It's not just the stuff, the
But your
125
time on the
range.
market is down.
Time on the
Is
market is down because people, and it'll probably start to tick up a little bit as we get into school, and then we'll get a push again in September. Coming into September, the adults, as I call the people our age, they can travel then. The weather's still nice, the lakes are still great, the fishing's here, you can do all the things that you want to do, and you don't have as many tourists because they don't see themselves as that. They don't, as many tourists, you don't have as many kids around, the restaurants aren't as crowded, those types of things. So
what about the first time empty nesters when all the kids are in college, getting married, moving on?
Yeah.
And then, hey, we got 2 more weeks of vacation left this year. Why don't we go see North Arkansas, Southern Missouri?
Oh, and they do.
Mom and Dad come down to Branson. They come into Mountain Home, maybe down to Mountain View, Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, people come down here. Well, they come down obviously year round, but the fall is a great time for people to travel. If you're traveling at all, one, it's spectacular. More as you get into October for scenery and the changing of colors, but just to be here and to be able to do the things that you can do, and it's like I say, it's not as crowded. The restaurants are a little easier to get into, more camping sites. Not as, not that the lakes are ever that crowded, but fewer people out there. The fishing's still good, and with all the lakes being as high as there are, there's more water in them, so it's more water to explore when you're out there on them.
And we've done this for the last 12 years between the radio and TV. It's going to be that time of year when the holidays come up and the kids come in to Grandpa and Grandma's house and say, Mom, Dad, this house is like 2-story, 5 bedrooms. You got 3.2 acres. You really want to take care of this much home. And we'll probably talk in the next few weeks about
And we do, and we talk to those people a lot, try to get them ready for it. It's a big move, when you're trying to make that decision to go, it's a tough thing to do. And we remind them that you're going to take your memories with you. This has been your home. Now it's kind of your house. When it starts to become more of a burden, then it's your house.
Yeah.
When you were raising the kids and doing everything else, and you were vibrant and able to keep up with everything, then it was your home.
Yeah.
But you still got that here. You're still going to take
so
that with
you.
you.
Take the pictures and the plaques
well,
and
of course.
little.
And you downsize a little bit, not as much for Mom to keep up as far as dusting and cleaning and everything else, and Dad not being on the mower for a day, or hiring Bob to come out there and say, hey, cut my grass.
Yeah.
And that's what people need to do. And you get to that point where it becomes more of a chore than something that you like to do. Then it's time to really think about finding something maybe a little closer to town. You find that you can't drive as well at night, that those little star headlights as you're coming along.
Yeah.
It's just a fact of life. So you find you're visiting doctors more than twice a year for your normal physical. These are all part of life, and that's what we do. We help people go through those phases, and we do.
Phone number, website.
Phone number. Give my honey a call. She's at 870-405-0793. The website's retiredtoarkansas.net. If you know any of our agents. If you know Reese Tubbs, Jordan Womack, Darlene Clark, Sam McMaster, TJ Fitzmaurice, tell Linda, hey, send TJ over because I want to list my house. We'll take care of that in a heartbeat. That's what we're here for. That's the purpose of the team. And the team's doing very well. Very well. Everybody's busy.
Jordan Womack yesterday at lunch. He's just, he's in. I mean, he's just, I'm selling real estate.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I'm
he's
with
doing
the
a great
Z team.
job.
Yeah. He's enjoyed it.
So we're very happy to get this up and running and help these kids become, kids in general term, of being able to help them become good realtors.
Yep.
That's the deal.
That's the deal. Bob and Linda Zdora, the Z Team, for all your real estate needs, 870-405-0793, retiredtoarkansas.net. Time for a break. Be right back.